Hey cozy gamers, Gamer Joe Coffee here, back with another guide for my fellow cozy Palians. And someone did correct me that it's supposed to be pronounced Palia, not Palia. I just assumed because of the word pal that Palia makes sense, but apparently it's supposed to be pronounced Palia. So just quick little note there at the beginning. So today we're diving into something a little tasty. We're working on the elusive cooking recipes, the recipes that you find basically in the general cooking stuff are nice, but there are some that are hidden. And you may not know about them all. Some of them were added with Elder Woods, and some of them are hard to find. Some of them are rare and just they're in weird locations, and you may not know to look for them. So today we're going to dive into a list of all of the cooking recipes that you can get, where to get them from, and hopefully that helps you with your cooking going forward, helps you unlock all the recipes in case, you know, you're looking for something specific for your night sky temple, or you're looking for something specific for a gift for someone. This guide here should lead you from beginning to end to unlock all the recipes currently available in Elder Woods, including some of the harder to find ones. So stick tight real quick. We're gonna dive right into it, and we're gonna cover all the hidden little secrets, the hidden little recipes for cooking in Palia. So, first things first, cooking is a great way to earn gold, to give gifts for your friends, to make more friends, to get extra focus, or to get bonuses on your fishing. There are buffs available with some of the cooking recipes for your fishing skills. The problem is you need the recipes to be able to cook them. So if you're looking for a specific recipe, or you're trying to cook a specific dish with friends, and you don't have that recipe, it's helpful to know where to get everything. Some people I've cooked with before, we've done like fish stew parties where we've cooked a bunch of epic fish stew. The problem is they may have had epic fish to cook, but they may not have had the recipe. So if you don't have that recipe and you're wanting to cook it, where do you get it? So we're going to start going down the list, and we're going to start first with the simplest. These are the Cooking Guild recipes. They are just purchasable once you reach the level required, and once you have the gold or the tokens required from the badges required from the weeklies. So we're going to start looking at those, and we're going to go through that list here in just a second, and we'll go from there to some of the more rare ones. Okay, so I found Reth for the Cooking Guild store to show you the Cooking Guild store recipes. He was currently sleeping in his storeroom, so I had to wake him up to do this, but I figured it was important, right? So there are a number of recipes you have in here that you can unlock. They all have levels tied to them, and I looked those up to share them with you, even though they don't display here because I've already obtained them. So we're going to go down the list. So we've got level 2 cooking, hearty vegetable soup is available. Level 3 unlocks ramen and fish tacos. Level 4 unlocks chapa asada tacos and steak dinner. Level 5 unlocks meaty stir fry and crab pot pie. Level 6 unlocks blueberry pie, soon tofu, and sheph's pie. Level 7 unlocks veggie fried rice and phoenix fire relleno. Level 8 unlocks pumpkin stew and chapa masala and spicy stir fry. Level 9 unlocks chili oil dumplings and celebration cake. Those are the normal ones you can buy for gold. Once you start earning the guild coins, you can buy a couple more. You have the oysters of Quindu that can be bought for 100 token cooking medals. And then that's at level 15. And at level 20, you can unlock Muujin Bahari for 100 more cooking medals. So these are the basic ones you can buy from the Cooking Guild store. Easiest ones to find. We'll go on to the ones that you can get from the normal tavern shop as well. Okay, so we let Reth go back to sleep, but I am here at the local tavern, and there's currently no one manning the front desk, but luckily we still do have access to this vendor here. This vendor sells a number of recipes. It sells the steamed fish, the pan-fried dumplings, the spicy crab fried rice, the kimchi fried rice, the stuffed cabbage rolls, and the rice cake stir fry. So those are the recipes that are sold here at the tavern. Between this and the Cooking Guild store, these are some of the easier ones to unlock. There is one more, but it's actually on a different guild vendor. So we're fixing to go take a look at that. So let's go talk to Einar. So unfortunately, Einar was asleep in his room as well. So we had to go wake him up too. But if you go to Einar and you go to the Fishing Guild store, at level 5 fishing, you unlock a cooking recipe called the Fisherman's Brew. This is done on the grill or the campfire, and it is the way to cook the fishing buff for your fishing reticle size for a short time. So that you do get this from Einar. So that is one recipe that you have to get from the fishing vendor. That's all the vendor ones that I've been covering. Next, we're going to dive into the more quest-related and friendship-related ones. They're kind of together because the friendship quests have to be completed at certain tiers to unlock some of the locations, as well as some of the main quests and stuff that's involved in unlocking these. But we're going to go into those real quick and touch on those, and we'll do, for the ones that have a specific location, we'll do a deep dive into where those are found. So hang tight and we'll be right into that. So the first quest that we're going to cover is very basic and simple. Cooking 101. You cannot miss this quest. This is one of your basic tutorial quests for cooking. When you complete this quest, it gives you the recipe for the grilled fish, the grilled meat, and the grilled oysters that's done on the campfire. You can't miss this quest. I don't care how hard you try. This one is an automatic, so don't worry about this one. You're going to get these. They're going to be done. You'll have those recipes in super easy. So the next two come from the main storyline. No spoilers here. I'm going to try to avoid spoilers when it comes to that, but you will have a visitor coming to town. I'm just going to put it that way. You'll have a visitor coming to town and you'll be preparing a party to welcome them. And then you'll be hosting the party and all that good stuff. So there are two quests that are mainly involved in this. It's Your Order is Served and Extravagant Expectations. You can see them right here. Your Order is Served is involved in preparing for the party, and Extravagant Expectations is involved in actually going to the party and attending. The key is that when you complete Your Order is Served, you get the recipe for Petite Fives. When you complete Extravagant Expectations, you get the recipe for Kongi. So those two recipes, Petite Five and Kongi, come from these two quests. Super simple. Next, we're going to have to dive into the more complicated friendship quests and the exploration quests. So stick tight. Okay, so we're going to start off the friendship quests with Caleri. Caleri actually has two recipes that are tied to her friendship level. So we're going to dive into those real quick. The first is at level 1. Once you become a level 1 friend with Caleri, you get a quest. We'll go in over here to Caleri's friendship. You get this quest right here. Once you've completed this quest, I don't think it necessarily tells you. I think you just have to find it. But once you've completed Caleri's level 1 friendship quest, if you come over here in the library to this little reading nook that Kenyatta likes to use, up here on this bookshelf, you see this green book. If you open that up, that gives you the creamy carrot soup recipe. So if you're looking for creamy carrot soup, that's where you find it. But from my understanding, you do have to be level 1 friendship with Caleri. So for this next part, this is also involving Caleri's friendship quest. Once you have Caleri to level 3 and have unlocked the key. Now, normally, once you unlock the key, everyone has a recipe in their bedroom or living quarters or Reth's storeroom or Einar's cave or one of those locations. For Caleri, it's slightly different. Because she has one at level 1, for some reason she also has one at level 3, but her level 3 one is also different. It's interesting. So once you do have this quest complete though, if you come to the underground here, you'll see a book over here on this little stack of crates. Once you pick up that book, it will give you a quest. That quest will ultimately end in the recipe for Quiche Caleri. So if you're looking for Quiche Caleri, get her to level 3, come pick up that book on those little crates over there. And once you complete that quest, you should get the recipe for Quiche Caleri. So next is Zeki's recipe. So again, as I mentioned before, the rest of these recipes are all going to be level 3 quests. So once you get Zeki to level 3, you get the quest and complete it, you'll get his key to his room. If you don't know, Zeki lives above Kilima Village in this little house right here. So go up to this little house here. You're going to go into Zeki's room over here. And once you get in here, there's going to be a book like there are. Hey, Zeki, how's it going? There's a book over here, Mama's Crab Gumbo. And what this is going to do is this is going to give you the crab gumbo recipe. And that will unlock it for you. And that is as simple as the rest of them are going to be. We'll just go through and show you where everyone's rooms are and where the recipes are actually located in the room, but it's going to be the same process. Get them to level 3, unlock that key, go into their room or their whatever area, their storeroom, their bedroom, their barn, for Badru, whatever it is. We're going to dig through all these and show you exactly where the books are and what recipes they unlock, but that's pretty much the gist for the next few. We're going to dig real quick through the next few as we go. Okay, so for this next recipe, we're looking for Delilah's level 3 friendship quest and unlocking her room key. Delaila lives on the farm over here north of Leafhopper Hills. This is the family farm here. And so when you come to this little house right here, this one right here, and you run upstairs, her room is on the right. She has a room with Badru, but it's mostly her room. And then her recipe book is over here on this table, and it unlocks the apple pie recipe. So if you don't have the apple pie recipe, bingo bango, that's where you get it. Nice and easy. Okay, so the next guy we're looking at is Hassian. Hassian's level 3 friendship quest gives you the key to his grove. His grove is over here in the wall, southwest of the Bahari Bay area. And it's got a little marker on the wall. And you just go up into this locked little grove door, which is kind of interesting. But there is a recipe book over here by the campfire, I believe. And this should be the recipe for the fried catfish dinner. There it is. Fried catfish dinner. So if you're looking for fried catfish dinner, boom. Hassian, level 3, get the key, in the grove, by the campfire. There it is. Perfect. Easy. Right there. The next friendship recipe is Einar. Once you unlock Einar's level 3, get his key, you can come over to his cave in Kilima Village over here on the southeast wall of this little rock formation. This little hidden hole here will take you into Einar's cave. Now there are a number of books in Einar's cave, so you do have to kind of hunt for it. I did struggle earlier to find it just because there's so many options. I think it's this one over here. Here it is. Trout dinner. There's a recipe for trout dinner. This also has a buff for fishing. So if you want a buff for fishing, come find your trout dinner recipe, cook you a little bit, take it with you when you go fishing. It's no surprise that Einar is the key to the fishing buff trout dinner. Just saying. So, for this next recipe, we are returning to the family farm. Next door to Delilah's room is Nao's room? Nao's room? I don't know how to pronounce it. Nao, I'm guessing. Anyway, Nao's room is up here. And on the left instead of on the right like Delilah's is. So if we go into Nao's room, he shares it with Auni, but Auni really stays out in the treehouse. It's right here on this table right here. This is added with Elderwood, so if you've collected these before, you might not have gotten this one because it was added with Elderwoods or one of the Elderwoods patches. I believe it was the original Elderwoods patch. But this is a fruit smoothie bowl. So if you were looking for the fruit smoothie bowl right here on Nao's desk, that's it. So now we have moved on to Hodari. Hodari's level 3 quest gives you his key to his room. Hodari and Najuma both live here in this little house right here in Bahari Bay. So you come in here, you hang a left. This is Hodari's room. In Hodari's room is the recipe for essentially what amounts to hot dogs. They're called hot hounds, but it's essentially hot dogs. Lita's hot hounds. So there you go, right there. That's the recipe for hot hounds from Hodari's friendship. So the next friendship recipe, level 3 with Elouisa. So Elouisa often hangs out in the library, so you may not know that she actually has a house. You might think she just sleeps in the library, but she does not. Down here in the southwest, she has a house right here. And so if you go into this house and you check out the bedroom, you will find a recipe for the loaded Flowtato. This, I had hardly any reason to come to Elouisa's room. That is the wrong one. But with the addition of the loaded Flowtato recipe from Elderwoods, this gave me a reason to go actually find out where she lived and actually, you know, bother going here. So this is your loaded Flowtato, loaded potato, basically. And that is located from level 3 with Elouisa. So our next friendship quest is level 3 with Kenli. So Kenli doesn't actually have his own room in the mayor's house. He spends all his time in the town hall, or in the town hall area here. So if you come into the town hall right here, normally he's upstairs, but there's a room down here, and this is what's considered his room, and this is what you get the key to. So if you go into Kenli's records room, we all know that Kenli's eating good. So what recipe is Kenli hiding behind the desk here? That is the pumpkin pie. Oh yeah, pumpkin pie, delicious recipe right here, hidden behind his desk in the Kenli's records rooms in the town hall. The next one on our list is Ashura. Ashura actually lives upstairs in the tavern. He has a room upstairs in the tavern. So if you come to the tavern here in the middle of Kilima Village and you head upstairs, there's actually 2 rooms upstairs. One we're not gonna be covering. Sabira, she stays right here, but Ashura's room is over here on this side. Once you hit level 3, once you get the key to his room, you come upstairs, and on one of these tables here, there should be a recipe. Is it this one? Sernuk noodle soup. There you go. The Sernuk noodle soup recipe upstairs in the tavern in Ashura's room after you get level 3 and get that key. Okay, so our next one is Hekla. Hekla is Gina's little robot buddy, and he has a room which is basically a tent over here by Mirror Pond Ruins. Once you get to level 3, again, once you get that key, you're allowed to go into Hekla's tent, and inside Hekla's tent you'll find a recipe for cream of mushroom soup. There it is. Mushroom soup recipe. It's actually called cream of mushroom soup when you go to craft it, I believe, but it's mushroom soup recipe. Okay, the next recipe is our buddy, the famous cook himself, Reth. So Reth himself has a secret recipe in his room. His room is actually the storeroom underneath the tavern. So if you come over here to the tavern, hey Badru, and you head down this door here, it takes you downstairs, and Reth's room is over here. If we go inside Reth's storeroom, there are a couple side quests that start in here, but we're not talking about those today. But the key we're looking for is right here, tomato soup. Reth has been hiding that tomato soup recipe for us, but thanks to this video, we've exposed where it's at. He can't hide it much any longer. But there's the tomato soup recipe for you if you're looking for it. Okay, so our next recipe is actually Chayne's. So I'm assuming it's pronounced Chayne. If I'm wrong, let me know. But it looks like Chayne to me. Who knows? But Chayne is the priest character that wanders back and forth to Maji Hollow. He actually lives right over here next to Phoenix Falls. So if you go into here, you can go into his bedroom. Inside Chayne's room, this was added with Elderwoods, I believe. This is the recipe for Veggie chili. There it is right there. Yeah, because it uses the beans. So this was added with Elderwoods. So our next recipe is actually Auni's. So this is where Auni's treehouse is located, behind the family farm. Once you walk up to it, you can go up inside. Once you get level 3 and you get the key, of course, as we stated, one of these should be a recipe. That is not the correct one. Is it this one? Here we go. Candied Kopaa nuts. So this was added with Elderwoods. It uses the Kopaa nuts from the new Elderwoods nuts that you can shoot down out of the tree. That's what's used to make these. It's candied Kopaa nuts. It's a cute little recipe. I don't really use it for a whole lot, but hey, if you're looking to unlock them all, here you go. Here's another one. The next and the second to last friendship quest is Najuma. So Najuma lives with her father Hodari, and they live over here in the Bahari Bay area in the house right here. If you head left, you get Hodari, which we've seen before, but if you head right, you get Najuma. Najuma's room contains a new recipe from Elderwoods, which is the pumpkin curry and rice. Here it is. It's her mom's recipe, the pumpkin curry and rice. So if you're looking for it, there it is. Our last friendship quest is Eshe, again level 3. Once you get that key, head to the mayor's estate. Eshe has a room in the mayor's estate, and that room is the room that unlocks with the key. That room is the one that has our recipe in it. This recipe is the spicy honey-baked Muujin. Spicy honey-baked Muujin. I'm not sure if this was original Palia or if this was added with Elderwoods, but here is the spicy honey-baked Muujin recipe. Okay, so this next section covers the exploration quest or discovery quests. There are 4 discovery quests that give recipes so far in Palia. Right now I'm standing at the first one. It's in Bahari Bay here at the flooded steps southwest of this little marker thingy. And right here at the end is a very old grocery list. I can't pick it up. I've already completed the quest and for some reason it's still there. But if you get this quest and you complete it, it gives you the recipe for macarons. So if you want to make macarons, this is where you get the recipe. And it starts the quest called Great Human Bake Off. In this location where I'm standing here, we are in Bahari Bay. We are northwest of the statue garden on this little overcropping here. There is a little campsite here. In this campsite, if you haven't already picked up the quest, there will be a sheet of paper. It is a piece of a recipe scrap. This will start the quest Lost in the Wind, which will lead you to find the 2 other recipe scraps. I believe they are located here and here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure, but that will at least get you started on the track. If you need more, you can look at the wiki. But this is where you start the quest for the Lost in the Wind quest, which gives you the Aquindu Chapa recipe. So this is where the Aquindu Chapa recipe gets started. Once you complete the quest fully, you'll get the reward. There you go. So this next discovery quest is actually in Elderwoods, and that works in your benefit. If you've played Elderwoods at all, you've probably already found this quest and gotten this recipe. If you haven't, this is where you get it. Elderwoods generally has exclamation markers for the discovery quests, and I believe this was one that had one. But if you haven't found it yet, in the central stables here, on the upper level, there's this little pile of rubble here. On top of it is a letter, or a bundle of letters, from Melly to her mommy. And if you read this, it starts the quest called Little Bumble's Pie. If you follow this quest line through to its completion, you get the recipe for Elderwood Pie. That's where you get the recipe for Elderwood Pie. And simple as that. Pick up that letter, follow the quest. The last quest that we're going to cover for the exploration quests is Half Boiled. Half Boiled starts out here where Einar is, on the docks. Over here, southeast of the village. There will be a piece of paper, a scrap of a recipe here on the ground. I believe you have to find the other scrap, which I believe might be up here on the dock somewhere with Einar. Not 100% sure, but I know one of them starts here. So once you pick that up, you get the quest Half Boiled. The final output of that quest is the Palian Onion Soup recipe. So if you're looking for Palian Onion Soup, come here, pick up the quest, start it, finish it, and there you go. There's a recipe. Nice and easy. I don't think it's too complicated. I think it's very, very simple. Once you find both pieces, you should pretty much be done with the quest. But that covers all of our exploration quests. There are four recipes. Next, we're going to move on to some of the more hidden, some of the more not so obvious recipe rewards from the Night Sky Temple, from fishing, and from chests or hidden areas. Okay guys, so the next section that we're going to cover is the Night Sky Temple. If you don't know where it's at or you haven't messed with it, Night Sky Temple is located here in northwest of Kilima Village. If you have played a game like Stardew Valley and you have the town hall where you turn in all the different random items, basically that's the goal of the Night Sky Temple. Night Sky Temple accepts certain resources and certain rare items and gives you rewards from these. there is a recipe reward from every single temple. So you have the waves, the fire, the air, and the earth. And we're going to cover them one by one. I believe this one is... Nope, this one is here. So this is the freshwater bundle from the waves. So this gives you the bouillabaisse recipe from the Vault of the Waves. The Vault of Fire has the Seer Chef bundle here somewhere. No, that's not it. This one, Seer Chef bundle, gives you the recipe for spicy rice cakes. That's how you get spicy rice cakes. If you come over here, there is a Pie in the Sky bundle that gives you access to the mushroom quiche. So we covered quiche Caleri earlier, but this is the mushroom quiche recipe. And then we get to the last one, and there is the Fruits of the Earth bundle, which gives you the stuffed tomatoes recipe. So there are 4 total recipes here, one from each of the temples. You've got bouillabaisse, you've got mushroom quiche, you've got spicy rice cakes, and you've got stuffed tomatoes. So if you're looking for those, that's where you find them. Just turn in what it requires for each one. They usually require some kind of food or foraging items. Turn those in, you'll get the recipes. Nice and easy. Okay, so the next section we're going to talk about is fishing, and I'm going to cover fishing fairly quickly because it's not very complicated. There are 3 recipes to be gained through fishing. There is sushi, there's sashimi, and there's fish stew. So how do you get them? Well, the sashimi recipe comes from Bahari Bay in the rivers. So if you fish anywhere and there's running water, anywhere that's considered a river, then you pretty much up in here is where I usually fish. You can get the sashimi recipe. If you're looking for fish stew, hit the coasts. Just fish all along this coast. You'll eventually get it. Trust me, all the way down. So there's the rivers, the coast, and then there's the ponds. So anywhere that's standing water, ponds, that could be your house. That could be Mirror Pond. I believe this little area here counts as a pond. There's a pond out behind the family farm. So anywhere that's standing water generally counts as a pond. Those areas contain sushi. So sashimi from Bahari Rivers, fish stew from the Bahari coast, and sushi from any pond. Not the caves, just the ponds. So that's where you get those 3 recipes. Go out there, fish a bunch. It's a matter of pure luck. So just go out there, fish a bunch, and eventually it'll pop up. Okay, so our next section is merely covering ones that can be found in the world without any prerequisites or any weird quests or fishing. Or these are ones you just walk up and grab them without needing friendship or nothing. They're either chests or they're just physically out in the world. We have 4 of these to cover. The first one is in the family farm. Inside the family house, the Daya family house, there is a recipe on one of these tables here. This one right here for stuffed mushrooms. That's all you got to do. Bacon stuffed mushrooms right there. All you got to do is walk into their kitchen, pick it up. You figured it out. That's the first one. Nice and easy. Okay, so this next one is another simple one. This one's located in Hodari's house. All you have to do right here, Hodari's house in Bahari Bay, walk into the house, walk into the kitchen, right here on the table, loaded potato soup. There you go. Sounds good to me. I want a little bit of that IRL. Loaded potato soup. Nice and easy. Okay, so this next one is one of the 2 chests that you can find in Elderwoods that contain recipes. This first one is super simple. You can find it day 1 you walk in Elderwoods. It's super easy. The second one's gated behind some of the main story quests. So we're going to cover this one first. You can see I'm just south of the central stables, right out here, right outside the exit. If you come outside the exit here to the central stables, you hang a left. Behind these boxes here, there's a chest. In that chest is the recipe for Flowtato fries with ketchup. One of the coolest, I think that's one of the coolest recipes we have now. Flowtato fries with ketchup, I think it's super cool. Might be just me. My favorite is the next one we're going to cover, but that one requires a little bit of main story advancement. We're fixing to go into that right now. Okay, so I'm not 100% positive, but I believe this one is storyline dependent. I believe you have to follow the main storyline until you find the new character and you help them out a little bit. Not 100% positive, but there is an exit right here that you will come out of eventually. This is the exit you come out of, and you'll return here to give them some quests. The main storyline will actually require this item as well as the Flowtato fries with ketchup for part of the quest. So if you're struggling to find that bean burger recipe and you're far enough, if you're needing it for the quest, you're far enough to find the recipe. In this area right here, there's a grate that you come out of and you can go back into it at any time. When you go in here, there'll be a character waiting here. Generally, unless you're far enough in like I am, there'll be a character waiting here, and there will be a chest waiting right up here. This chest up here will contain the recipe for the bean burger, which is one of my favorite recipes in this game. I really like the bean burger recipe and putting it together with the special sauce and all that. It's super cool. I really love it. That and the Flowtato fries together, just fantastic. I absolutely love those two recipes. I'm glad they added them. It's super cool. So that is the last chest that you'll have to find for the recipes. So the first three recipes I'm going to share with you from the limited time events. This is from the Veggie Market Lunar New Year Festival. This is one that happened back in end of January through almost the end of February. It will come around again next January, I'm assuming. It tends to be a cyclical yearly thing. But I only started playing in March, so I wasn't able to get it when the festival happened. But these three recipes are available there. Reth holds his own little vendor, little stand, and there you can buy these three recipes. I think they're fairly cheap. You have the Lucky Braised Fish, the mushroom dumpling soup, and the rice cake soup. I believe he did sell other recipes, but I think those have been since moved just to the general tavern vendor. So these are the three that, as far as I'm aware, these are the three that you can only get from the Veggie Market during the Lunar New Year event. Okay, so the Veggie Market is the event that comes around every month. You can go check it out anytime it's active. You can get all kinds of tokens, get all kinds of cool stuff. But what we're concerned with today are the recipes. There are two recipes that I'm aware of that are unique to the Veggie Market right now. That is the Choppa Onigiri and the Poke Bowl. And you can get the Poke Bowl and the Choppa Onigiri at Reth's stand in the Veggie Market. I believe it just costs normal money. It doesn't cost tickets or anything. But those are the only places you can buy those two recipes, and only while the event is active. It's not currently active, so I can't show it to you like I want to. But that is where you get them, and just go to the Veggie Market when it's active, find Reth, buy it from him. Nice and simple, not too complicated. That actually is our last recipe. Okay, so that's actually it. That is every recipe I have found, every recipe I have hunted down. The only ones I'm missing are the Lunar New Year ones. It's the only three I don't have. Hopefully they'll be back around when the Lunar New Year rolls back around in January, and I'll be able to get them. But those are all the recipes right now that you can find, whether they be through friendships, whether they be through quests, chests, whether they be through fishing, or just the regular vendor ones. They are everywhere. They are everywhere. There are so many recipes to unlock. I do recommend, as I've mentioned in a previous video, that you use the paliatracker.com website. It lists all of those recipes, and you can track whether you've gotten them or not, whether you've crafted them for the achievements or not, and all that good stuff. There's multiple achievements to track and all that good stuff. So I do recommend that you go check that out if you haven't, and you can use that to easily track which recipes you have and don't have yet. And as new ones come, I'm sure they'll add them as well. But I just want to thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I hope this guide helped you fill out your recipe book. I hope it helped you find some of those recipes you might have been missing. Some of the stuff that you may not even known was there. There are other discovery quests that I haven't even covered, that I might eventually cover in another video, that people might not even know are there. There's a little blueberry. You can give a little blueberry to a dude and get a mud pie back. who knows about these stuff? It's just cool little discovery things, cool little unique discovery things. There's treasure chests that are hidden behind riddles. Like, who knows about this? I want to share some of these if you guys haven't seen them and maybe help you find some of these. But yeah, hopefully this helped you, and if it did, please give me a like and subscribe. I do greatly appreciate it. I hope that you drop in your comments below, drop me some of your favorite recipes from the game. Like I mentioned, I love that bean burger. I mean, let me know if you like making any recipes in real life. It's nice and cozy just to cook something, have a nice warm meal, and sit here and play Palia, and maybe do some cooking parties in Palia at the same time. Who knows? But yeah, and if you will, please subscribe, because I'm getting close to that 1,000 mark, and I want to do a 1,000 subscriber special. I'm gonna go and probably view some people's homes. So if you do want me to include your house in the home tour, please drop me your in-game name either through my Discord or in the comments, or find a way to get it to me if you haven't already. I would love to explore your house and record a video for it. I'm going to probably do a few of them all together. I've already got a couple people in mind on the list that I want to explore their house, and I want to add more, and that's going to be my kind of 1,000 subscriber special, where I go and check out everybody's houses and look at all the cool designs that people are doing. And people are so creative in this game. But yeah, that's really what I want to do. So if you want me to come check out your house, let me know your in-game name. We'll work something out, whether it be you post it on the house tours and I go check it out there, or whether I go come visit in person and when I'm recording it, or whatever. However we want to work it, we'll figure it out. But yes, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys greatly. You guys, I really appreciate the support. It's been so much fun making these videos and helping everybody out. But I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope I see you guys next time. And I hope some of this helped. And if you have any other suggestions, any other tips, anything that you want to share with me, please let me know in the comments below. Some of these video ideas are fed off of your guys' input, and I really love that back and forth. I really love idea generation, and it really kind of gives me an idea of what to work on and how to help. And I just love sharing knowledge. So thank you guys very, very much. Get a little long-winded, so I'm going to cut it here. Hope you guys have a fantastic day and stay cozy out there. I hope I will see you guys next time.